I'm Kumar Rakesh, and you're watching Global Governance News TV. Today, just in the GZN TV special news analysis, we'll just discuss some important news, concurrent news from India, that is Bharat, and I will say that Bharat, that is India. So today, the highlights: heat wave in Bharat and northern India and western India. PM has just addressed the gathering of the Sikh prominent Sikh leaders globally, and RSS chief Dr. Bhagwat addressed in a special rally and talk about the non-violence in Amravati in Maharashtra. BJP President JP Nadda was in Gujarat today, but just we can say started the election campaign. And Dr. Jaishankar, the External Affairs Minister, was in Dhaka, and just Kejriwal, Delhi CM, and the West Bengal CM meet today for some political equations. And Assembly polls to 2023. I think, as you know, in this year, if all will be well, GK, Jammu Kashmir will also face the election, and but Gujarat and Himachal Pradesh and Gujarat already scheduled October to December, two states election will be held. So all party has just started the preparation, and rallies and contact person to person already started. And in 2023, the 9 states election is going to be held: Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, and Karnataka, Telangana, and Tripura, and Mizoram, Nagaland, and Meghalaya. So 9 states election will be held. So and next, the Ashwani Vaishnav, the Union IT Minister, has said the 5G, how we're going to be by the auctions, may the May or the June, starting June. So these are all the news. Just I'm going to today update you with inputs and insight, and you just say you can say the how this heat mercury soars to 43.5 degrees centigrade amid the heat wave in Delhi. I think relief likely by the next week. Highest 8 this season, and the record that broke last 122 years. So heat wave, the dust storm or thunderstorm, and we can say the 45 today, and the 5 degrees above the normal, and the highest maximum temperature for the season. It is also highest maximum temperature recorded in April the past 12 years. At the Subdarshan Weather Observatory, which provides a marker for the city, it is a second highest maximum temperature recorded in April from 1962 onwards. After 43.7 degree Celsius were recorded in April 2010. Higher temperatures were recorded at other weather observatories in Delhi and NCR, with the same with some weather stations crossing in 45 degrees mark for the first time this season. At the weather station at CWZ Village Sports Complex in East Delhi, the maximum temperature was high in 46 degrees Celsius. The Gurgaon, a maximum temperature was 45.6 Celsius recorded, while it was 45.4 degrees in Nazafgarh, and 45.2 is the Pitampura. This is a area-wise just Delhi. I'm trying to picture, but all the serious RK Janamani, senior scientist in the Indian Meteorological Department, said the heat wave spell that begin in the parts of northwest India on Wednesday is likely to continue till around May 1 or 2. And after this week, then rain had also just reported, and I think according to him, the dry spell around 65 days, not just in Delhi but also in the surrounding areas, along with the westerly winds of Rajasthan and the neighborhood, has kept temperatures high. Despite the heat wave conditions likely next week, according to IMD scientists, the fresh western disturbance is likely to affect northwest India from the May 2 onwards. Thunderstorm and rainfall brought about by the active western disturbances and assisted by the moisture-laden winds from the Bay of Bengal would bring some relief from the soaring temperature from 2 to 5, according to scientists say. So this was a uh, temperature and how we are just in grip with the heat waves and how the power crunch also. Government of India is also just trying to manage the power crunch. More than 670 uh, trains has been cancelled until 24th May, and the 15 the goods train has already ordered to just apply for the reach for the just carry coals to the different destination to just scoop out from this power crunch. Now, today, Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed a big, huge gathering at his residence, 7 Lok Kalyan Marg in New Delhi, for the Sikh Federation, and already just advocate for the how the role of Sikh in India, Bharat, and globally is already commendable. Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat, that is the main role to just making this model for ideal Bharat. And he also said just this is a new India, new Bharat, and new Bharat is going up and with so many aspirations. And in Corona, Bharat has played a big role as just a big brother globally. And as we know it, 97 countries has been given medicines free of cost, and rest of they have bought the vaccine from India. So this is an achievement in the last 75 years as we are celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, 75th years of celebration of our freedom movement. So just you see, just watch the video of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
एनआईडी फाउंडेशन के मुख्य संरक्षक एवं चंडीगढ़ यूनिवर्सिटी के चांसलर, मेरे मित्र श्री सतनाम सिंह संधू जी, एनआईडी फाउंडेशन के सभी सदस्यगण और सभी सम्मानित साथीगण, आप में से कुछ लोगों को पहले से जानने का मिलना का अवसर मुझे मिलता रहा है। गुरुद्वारों में जाना, सेवा में समय देना, लंगर पाना, सिख परिवारों के घरों पर रहना, ये मेरे जीवन का एक बहुत बड़ा स्वाभाविक हिस्सा रहा है। यहां प्रधानमंत्री आवास में भी समय समय पर सिख संतों के चरण पड़ते रहते हैं और ये मेरा बड़ा सौभाग्य रहा है। उनकी संगत का सौभाग्य मुझे अक्सर मिलता रहता है। भाइयों और बहनों, जब मैं किसी विदेश यात्रा पर जाता हूं तो वहां भी जब सिख समाज के साथियों से मिलता हूं तो मन गर्व से भर उठता है। 2015 की मेरी कनाडा यात्रा आप में से कई लोगों को याद होगा, और दल्ला जी तो मैं मुख्यमंत्री नहीं था तब से जानता हूं। ये कनाडा के लिए 4 दशकों में किसी भारतीय प्रधानमंत्री की पहली स्टैंड एलोन बायलैटरल विजिट थी, और मैं केवल ओटावा और टोरंटो ही नहीं गया था। मुझे याद है तब मैंने कहा था कि मैं वैंकूवर जाऊंगा और मैं वहां जाना चाहता हूं। मैं वहां गया, गुरुद्वारा खालसा दीवान में मुझे माथा टेकने का सौभाग्य मिला। संगत के सदस्यों से बहुत अच्छी बातें हुई। इसी तरह 2016 में जब मैं ईरान गया तो वहां भी तेहरान में भाई गंगा सिंह सभा गुरुद्वारा जाने का मुझे सौभाग्य मिला। मेरे जीवन का एक और अविस्मरणीय क्षण फ्रांस में 9 अप्रैल इंडियन मेमोरियल की मेरी यात्रा भी है। ये मेमोरियल विश्व युद्ध के समय भारतीय सैनिकों के बलिदान के लिए उन्हें श्रद्धांजलि देता है। और इनमें भी एक बड़ी संख्या हमारे सिख भाइयों की थी। यह अनुभव इस बात का उदाहरण है कि कैसे हमारे सिख समाज ने भारत और दूसरे देशों के रिश्तों की एक मजबूत कड़ी बनने का काम किया है। मेरा सौभाग्य है कि आज मुझे इस कड़ी को और मजबूत करने का अवसर मिला है और मैं इसके लिए हर संभव प्रयास भी करता रहता हूं। साथियों, हमारे गुरुओं ने हमें साहस और सेवा की सीख दी है। दुनिया के अलग अलग हिस्सों में बिना किसी संसाधन के हमारे भारत के लोग गए और अपने श्रम से सफलता के मुकाम हासिल किए। यही स्पिरिट आज नए भारत की स्पिरिट बन गई है।
Just you watch the thoughts of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the new India, new Bharat, how just we're going and growing with the new themes, new formula, new inputs to strengthen our Bharat with the new inputs. So that's why he is renamed the Naya Bharat, New India. So this time of the break, after break, we'll just watch the more news. Welcome to break. Just Dr. Mohan Rao Bhagwat, Sarasang Shalak of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, the number one socio-cultural organization of the world in all manners. He was addressing a special meeting in Amravati yesterday in Maharashtra, and he advocated for the non-violence. So no benefit to violence, need to bring communities together. So just how the fruitful thoughts for the state, for the country. And Dr. Bhagwat said in Amravati, the violence did not benefit anybody, and emphasized the need to bring together all communities. That is important for the country. And in the backdrop of recent clashes between the different groups in several parts of the country, he also underlined the need for establishing a Sindhi university in the country to ensure the survival of Sindhi language and culture. Already some body is there, but that is need to strengthen, as Dr. Bhagwat said, and RSS Sanjalak said that India was a multilingual country and each language had its own importance. Dr. Bhagwat was speaking as a chief guest as the Gaddi Nashi program ceremony of the assumed religious seat of the Sai Rajesh Lal Modia, the great grandson of Sant Kanwaram at the Kanwaram Dham at the Mankheda Road near in eastern Maharashtra. Hundreds of Sindhi communities members from the Amravati districts and different parts of the country attend the ceremony. And as he said, violence does not benefit anybody. Society is which violence is dear is now counting these last days. We should forever be non-violent and peace-loving. For this, it is essential to bring together all communities and preserve humanity. We need to just work on the priority. So you can understand that RSS leader also remarks came in the backdrop of the community classes, the Ram Navami and Hanuman Jayanti celebration nearly half a dozen states, including BJP to Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat also. So we can understand how justice is trying to teach us just for live a happy and peaceful life. All are equal before. Earlier we have already listened to his thoughts. All are Bharatiya, all are Indians who living in Bharat, either you are Hindu, Muslim, any community. First, you are as a Bharatiya, and you are an Indian, according to Dr. Bhagwat. And before that, also he does make a statement. So I think that this is a continuation of the statement to promote the humanity, brotherhood, non-violence in our community. Just watch and just listen the speech at Amravati by Dr. Mohan Ram Bhagwat, Sarsanchalik, Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh.
हमारी सब इच्छाओं को पूर्ण करने का समय हमारे पास है, क्योंकि हम सत्य पर है, हम सद्भावना पर है, हम सबको अपना मानकर चलते हैं, तो हमारे पास सदा के लिए समय है। हमारी बातें गलत है, किसी दूसरे का विरोध करने वाली है, दुनिया में अशांति हिंसा लाने वाली है, तो फिर हमारे लिए समय मर्यादित है। अब उसके दिन लग गए, आखिरी छटपटाहट हिंसा की चलो, असद्भावना की चलो। सद्भावना पर जो चलते हैं, अहिंसा पर जो चलते हैं, सत्य बात पर, न्याय बात पर जो चलते हैं, उनके लिए समय है, क्योंकि वो रहने वाले हैं, वो रहते हैं, इसलिए दुनिया रहती है। एक पैर पर क्यों न हो, धर्म जीवित है, इसलिए दुनिया है। वो भी चला जाएगा तो प्रलय आ जाएगा, और इतने में प्रलय आने वाला नहीं है, मेरी गारंटी। 4,32,000 वर्षों में से 5,124वां शुरू हुआ, अभी बहुत समय, इतना रुकना भी नहीं पड़ेगा। ऐसे हमारे धामों के, धर्म पीठों के आधार पर हमारे संतों के वाणी को समग्र और सकलता में हम सुनते रहे, उसके अनुसार अपने घर में स्व संस्कृति के संस्कारों के अनुसार स्वभाषा, स्वभूषा आदि का अनुसरण करके चले, पूरे समाज।
Just you watch this speech of Dr. Bhagwat, how just saints are important, how the communities are important, how non-violence is important, how humanity is important. Now just news of Mr. J.P. Nadda was in Gujarat, and he said the development of Gujarat is a model for the country, and how the Gujarat is growing. And as we know, the last this year, the last December, the assembly election is going to be held. So the campaign of the different party leaders has been started. I saw Mr. J.P. Nadda was in Gujarat today, and just to address the many meetings with the workers also, with the peoples also, and just to communicate the how this is a 95% Gujarati likes BJP, as he claimed also. So next news, Dr. Jaishankar was in Dhaka, and Jaishankar is a very good meeting with the Premier of Dhaka, and is looking at resuming the cross-border bus and railway services with Bangladesh shortly after it, as External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar said on Thursday. And Jaishankar said while making a press statement in Dhaka, where he met Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and Foreign Minister A.K. Abdul Momen. Bangladesh PM's spokesperson Isanarul Karim Hasina told PTI in Dhaka that Hasina underlined the importance of connectivity between the two neighbors and offered her country's main seaport, Chittagong port, to India landlocked northeastern states such as Assam and Tripura. She told Jaishankar the enhanced the activity and connectivity was needed for mutual benefit, where it would particularly benefit India's northeastern region in using Chittagong port, Karim said. And if his connectivity is increased, states like Assam and Tripura can have access to seaport at Chittagong. She said initiatives were taken to resume the cross-border routes between Bangladesh and India, Bharat, which were stopped during the 1965 India-Pakistan war, which Bangladesh was the eastern wing of Pakistan. Karim said that several bilateral international issues were discussed during Hasina's more than half an hour long meeting with Dr. S. Jaishankar. Dr. S. Jaishankar handed over an invitation to Hasina on behalf of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to visit New Delhi. and thank Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina for her warm reception as he conveyed personal greetings of PM and Narendra Modi. Our bilateral relations are moving from strength to strength under the guidance of two leaders, as he tweeted also. Jaishankar later held positive discussion with the Bangladeshi counterpart A.K. Abdul Momen. Dr. Jaishankar said he expects early commissioning of new projects with Bangladesh in the different sectors, including power, energy, and connectivity. Defense cooperation, water sharing of the Kushiara and Feni rivers, the COVID-19 situation, and impacts of the Russia-Ukraine war on the global economy came up prominently in the discussion between Jaishankar and Hasina. Karim was quoted as saying by the Bangladeshi media. So now, just coming to home stay, back to India now, and how election preparation is going on, and but before that, just a brief meeting with Delhi CM Kejriwal and Mamata Banerjee held in Delhi. Kejriwal went to the residence of Mamata Banerjee in Delhi and talked a long meeting for the strategy, maybe for Rashtrapati strategy, maybe for the making a anti-Modi uh, uh, equations and anti-BJP just start to campaign. So it will be revealed very soon how they both will announce, and after that we'll talk the assembly polls 2023 in Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. And according to sources, the BJP almost certain to fight the next assembly election in Madhya Pradesh under the leadership of Shivraj Singh Chauhan. The party is unlikely to project a chief minister candidate for the polls in Chhattisgarh, where there was been a strong demand for change the state union leadership, according to sources. Both states are expected to go the polls before November 2023. And last days, the BJP senior leaders have held meeting with the key leaders of the core group of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh in Delhi. A meeting on the Madhya Pradesh attended by the BJP National President J.P. Nadda, General Secretary Raj Santosh, and party state in charge P. Murderlao. Apart from the state leaders, decided to expedite preparations. Work such as the filling of vacancies in the ministry, state-run boards and commission, while stepping up organizational activities at the booth level. According to sources, they said the central leadership has no plans or discussion on change of leadership at the party level, of the government level. Head of election Chauhan, the four-term chief minister, has regained the national leadership confidence with effective leadership. As during the recent visit to Bhopal, senior party leader, Union Home Minister Amit Shah praised Chauhan for the way his government has been implementing the welfare scheme initiated by the central government led by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The sources said the state BJP unit was also upbeat with activities at the district booth level. And same story is not good for Chhattisgarh, where the party is in opposition. The different sources said the rift-ridden state unit has shown any sign of the revival, with one faction alleging the dominant faction led by the former Chief Minister Dr. Raman Singh, and they call it the swords without checking others into confidence. So I also don't think that Raman Singh will be the projected as Chief Minister. There are so many leaders are there in BJP, and maybe the President Mohan Bhagwat, Prem Prakash Pandey, and many leaders, and many new MPs also. So he's now my Vice President, BJP tallest leader at his claim, and other the Vishnudev Sai and the Dharmlal Kaushik are considered close to him, according to party leaders. Even the Secretary, Kumar Sai, also not said that. So many confusions actually, sir. So many the rifts has been in state BJP Chhattisgarh. So I think MP is okay. Chhattisgarh and national, I think BJP has to analyze, and after that they will announce the leader of BJP in Madhya Pradesh, and I'm sorry, Chhattisgarh, and other in Rajasthan is also many confusions. And if you see last BJP repeated Uttarakhand, UP, Manipur, and Goa. This is a big achievement for any party, for any government. There's no anti-incumbency. There is pro-incumbency, and that BJP will win. And that is only for Modi hai to mumkin hai, due to the Modi karishma. They are on the states, and how the next 9 states, how it will be seen, we'll see. And new announcement by the Ashwani Vaishnav, he is in charge of the railway minister as well as the communication and IT. So government plans to auction 5G spectrum. Tariffs may end on early June. Telecom Minister Ashwani Vaishnav said, heading the Digital Communication Commission will take a call on the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India recommendation within the next 5 or 6 days, as he just announced. The Department of Telecommunication was meanwhile working to resolve the industry and concern around spectrum pricing. Vaishnav said that TRI recently recommended spectrum prices of various bands in 5G should be cut between 35 and 40%. So this is the highlights of the today news, and how just you see the politics is going on. And Vaishnav is he's old, he's a former bureaucrat and doing well in his ministry, either two ministry and huge ministry, rail and IT communication is challenging also. And there is also, we have the reports we have seen how he is just trying to transform train as well as the platform. So that is going to happening place. So you can go and not go to destination for the any places, but you can go for any platform and enjoy the picnic there. So very, I think, professionally and with the new updates and modernize all the system. So thank you and salute to Ashwini Vishnu for the good work. He should carry on. He should continue. So thank you very much. Just you all watch and share, like our Global Governance News TV for the governance in politics and the global affairs, as well as the inputs for the Bharat affairs and the politics, for the governance, and for more whatever you want. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.